Hi math class, today we're going to learn a new type of regression. It's logarithmic regression, and we're going to finish up this unit by about Wednesday, and you'll get your unit assignment. And it's looking pretty good. We got our end game plan, a couple more weeks left. Good luck, people. Keep doing your work. All right, so the height of a tree is measured every 2 years after it was planted in the year 2000. I've got some data there. The first thing I want us to do is just to determine the logarithmic regression equation. Okay, so it's nothing particularly new. You know how to do regression. You're just going to choose a new type from the list. So we're going to go over all the steps again, but I'm hoping it's going to be pretty familiar for you guys. Okay, so first thing that we should do is turn our stat plot on. Second function y equals, mine's been turned off. Now it's back on. Great. Let's put our lists in. We hit stat, edit. Okay. We'll put age as L1. Okay. And then the height as L2. Okay. Now when I hit zoom 9, I should be able to see my data. Looks good. Oops, I got a graph that I was using to plan this question. Let me delete it. It's gone. Okay, so zoom 9 gets our data points. That's what we should be looking at. So to get the regression equation in the line, I'm going to show you where to find it. It's where all the regressions are. So stat, move over to calc. Okay, one of these is logarithmic, and it's probably not the one you're going to think it is. Okay, it is not logistic. That's something totally different. It's actually number 9, ln reg. Remember, ln is the natural log. We don't use it a lot in this course at all, but it's the only type of regression that our calculator does. So you choose ln reg. And then to get the graph, you hit vars, yvars, enter, enter. Just a reminder, if you have a different calculator, you put y1 besides store if you have the menu that pops up. Okay, hit enter again. Gives me all this stuff. Okay, this is telling you what the equation is. So you can write it a couple different ways. I'll just write it the way it says on my calculator. So it's a plus b times the natural log of x. So I can write this as 1.917 plus 7.555 natural log x. Okay, just so you're aware, this is ln. It stands for natural log. I don't know why it's backwards. I didn't make it up, I promise. Okay, now I'm going to ask you just typical types of questions. I want us to determine the height of the tree in 2003. So let's take a look at our graph. Looks pretty good. All right. So if you're finding the height, that's a y value. Right, so we're determining the height in 2003. We're going to use a trace. Okay, but I've made this one a little bit more complicated than some. You're not going to trace 2003. The y, no, it is x. The x values are age, and the tree was planted in the year 2000. I made this nice for us. So when the age is 2, that would be the year 2002, right? So 2003 would be an age of 3. So we are going to trace 3. Now, something goes wrong when you hit trace 3. It takes you back to the main screen here. Because remember, when you have regression, you hit trace. When you see this, L1, L2, it means it's tracing the dots, and there's no dot on 3, so you can't trace there. You got to arrow down. Now you're tracing the line, and you can press 3. Here, I'll show you the keystroke. So again, we hit trace 3. Oops, I did the thing. Hit trace, arrow down, because now you're tracing the line. or the curve 3, enter, and there's my answer. It's going to be 10.2 feet. Okay, I'm going to introduce a new word for you that you're going to need to use a couple of times on the unit assignment. What we just did is called interpolating. We interpolated. I'll tell you exactly what that means. It means it's inside the data. Okay, so here we have like our dot when the age was 2. Here we have a dot when the age is 3. We went between the dots. When you're finding something between the dots, that's interpolating. Okay, number C, we're going to do something different. I want us to find the height of the tree in 2020. We can do that. It's just like part B. We're going to trace 20. So let's try that. I hit trace. Remember to arrow down. Then I hit 20. Enter. Oops, it says invalid. That happens all the time. That means our window doesn't go that high. It goes to 19.6. So just make it bigger than 20 and it's going to work out. So I made it equal to 21. Now I hit trace. It's got to graph it again. So wait a minute. Okay, arrow down. 20. Okay, can answer 24.5 feet. Check this out though. This is a new word now. What we just did is something called extrapolate. Because our data ended at 2018 and we got 2020. Extrapolate means you go either to the right or to the left of the dots of the data. So interpolate is between. For us, interpolating would be anything between 2002 and 2018. Extrapolating would be before 2002 or after 2018. Does that make sense? So anything in between these ages is interpolate. Anything past that is extrapolate. And it could be before too. I think that the name of the word is helpful. Inter means inside, extra means outside. Okay? So I'll show you how I can ask you a question involving that. I'm going to ask, in what year will the tree be 25 feet tall? Did we interpolate or did we extrapolate? Okay, so we're finding an x value. This is going to be an intersect. We're going to make y2 equal 25 and do an intersect. So I'll show you all the steps if we need a refresher here. So I'm going to do y2 equals 25. I'm also going to hit my window, make sure that x goes up to 25. It does. I'm going to make it a bit higher so I make sure I can see it. I'm also make x max a bit bigger just to make sure I can see what's going on. So let's see. Oops. All right. To do intersect, just a reminder, second, trace, choose intersect. Oops, I was hitting the wrong button that time. Second, trace, choose intersect. This one you should just have to hit enter 3 times. So I get x equals 21.2. Okay. So that would be in the year 2021. Did we interpolate or extrapolate? Well, the dots only go up to 2018. If you like, you can look at your calculator. This is the last dot. We are definitely past that. That means we extrapolated. Okay, I hope that helps.